We continue the family documentary archaeology with your parents' marriage certificate. This document is typically required alongside the father's birth certificate when establishing Jewish status through the paternal line, but it may also be requested in other circumstances. For instance, when your surname differs from one or both parents, or when there are questions about the family structure that the case manager wishes to resolve. The certificate required is the civil marriage certificate, the government-issued document from the country where your parents were married. It is not the ketubah. The ketubah is a Jewish religious marriage contract and is a beautiful and important document with deep halachic significance. It is, however, not a government document. It is not universally registered with any civil authority, and it is not accepted as a substitute for the civil marriage certificate for Aliyah purposes. This surprises a great many people, including some people who went to significant expense to have their ketubah beautifully illuminated and framed. The civil certificate is required. For UK applicants, civil marriage certificates are ordered from the register office that registered the marriage, or from the General Register Office if you do not know which register office holds the record. The same $12.50 standard, $38.50 priority fee structure applies. The process is the same as for birth certificates. For U.S. applicants, marriage certificates are county records in most states, obtainable from the county clerk or the state vital records office, depending on the state. For Canadian applicants, provincial vital statistics offices. There is a 2024 rule change that significantly affects what your parents' marriage certificate must contain. Olim who make Aliyah after the 30th of September 2024 must present a marriage certificate that states the pre-marriage status of both parties. That is, whether each person was single, divorced, or widowed at the time of the marriage. Some countries' marriage certificates include this information as standard. Others do not. If your parent's certificate does not include this information, you will need to make a sworn notarized statement to that effect, which must also be apostilled. Contact the Jewish Agency or Shivat Zion for a sample statement if this applies to you. What if your parents were never married? This is a situation that the Jewish Agency handles, and it does not disqualify you from Aliyah. What it does affect is the documentary picture available to establish the family connections. If your parents were not married, the relevant documents are your birth certificate, which, in the long-form version, will record both parents if the father was named at registration, and any other documents that establish the family link. Speak to your account manager about your specific circumstances. What if your parents were married more than once? Each marriage is relevant, and you may need to provide the marriage certificate for each marriage, along with the divorce decree or death certificate that ended any previous marriage. The Jewish Agency needs to understand the complete marital history of the relevant parent because it affects the family structure that underlies your eligibility. If your parents were married abroad, in Israel, in the US, in a European country, or anywhere else, you will need to obtain the certificate from the country where the marriage took place and apostille it there. If the certificate is not in English or Hebrew, a certified translation will also be required.